So number 10 will be going to Armada Legacy Starscream. And well, he is one of my favorite incarnations of the character, and I do love the figure. The reason why he's all the way at number 10 is just do stuff like the Star Saber. Just feel like they could have worked better on that. I wish they were able to make the blade actually out of the part of his left wing, like in the show, along with stuff like his waist area just is able to be moved way too easily, which can kind of mess up the posture I set up for him. And also, just due to the left arm kind of is a bit wobbly. Now it's not very bad since by here it's able to actually stand up, but just stuff like that kind of hurts the figure for me. Though, one thing I will also give the figure though is that it actually does a pretty good job at trying to fill out gaps. Like the leg is mostly covered, and the arms actually have panels, so they're not just gaps, which I really appreciate. I really love when they actually take the time to have panels and not just let the arms have holes, yeah, just big gaps. I don't like when figures have big gaps on their arms, and I really appreciate that they added in a panels to cover it up. So another thing, I'm not as upset about the lack of a minicon, but that would have been another cool thing to do. Studio Series Grimlock, and despite the fact that he is on the lower part, he is still a really good Leo class figure, and overall still one of the best Studio Series figures. It's just the only reason why he is so low is just due to the lack of his weapons. He's missing his I forgot what it's called that he was wielding in his left hand. And in general, I feel like the tail could have been done better. But he's still a good size, and along with good amount of posability, and along with a nice paint job. Number 8 will be going to Masterpiece Barricade, and he is a really good masterpiece, but in terms of stuff like posability and stuff, it's just alright, really. And I do wish he had a frenzy with them. But other than that, I mean, he still has a lot of good detail. He's pretty good high grade. I was surprised he was a bit on the smallest height, but he's still good. Also, one thing I will say is he is more fun to transform than the Studio Series version. I don't know how that's possible, but he is much more fun to transform. 7th place is the Playmates Combino Legendary Defender Voltron. Now, despite the fact that it's at number 7, it is still a very fun figure, and each lion is fun around the Mespris. Along with, of course, Voltron, itself, but the thing is that he is really limited in articulation due to just how the way the lions are. And I wish he had more accessories. I wish he could make his shield like in the show and have Hunk's like shoulder cannon. I wish stuff like that was included. But other than that, he's still fun to mess around with and is a really good height for a combiner. And also the lions themselves are a good height by themselves. So, despite the issues, it's still a really fun combino to mess around with. Number 6 will be going to Studio Series Rise of the Beast Battle Trap. Now, despite the fact that he is a pickup truck and is a bulkier figure, he still is pretty fun to pose around with. And out of all the Terracons, is the closest to a CGI model. But also just in general of the whole cast, he is I would say the closest to his CGI model. Well, that Primal maybe, but anyways, he's a fun figure to mess around with. And I love his ult mode. Now granted, there were issues, like I wish he had his Gatling gun along with the chain for his mace, and the arms being exposed in his pickup truck do hurt the image of the truck. But regardless of that, but also part of the back of the pickup truck being folded under his arms kind of does get in the way of posing with the arms. But regardless of that, though, he is still fun to mess around with, and he is definitely one of the better Stereo Series products. Top 5's 5th place belongs to Hi-Hat's 2019 Godzilla. Now I would say he is better than SH Monstro. Not only is he actually a bulky design, unlike the SH Monstro, which tries making him a bit skinnier, but he's also much better detailed with stuff like being able to see his gills, and just the amount of detail going throughout his body is definitely much better. Along with the shade of black they use is definitely better. Now, I would love via Atomic Breast. Now, granted, I know they released a recolored version with the beam effect, but I wish he just had something on his own, like an accessory for him. Now, granted, though, all this for $50 is pretty good, and definitely it helps that it's cheaper than an SH Monsters. But I definitely say, yeah, this is definitely way more worth it than SH Monsters version. Number 4 is going to Studio Series Rise of the Beast Cheetor. Definitely one of the figures, since images were shown, that I definitely had an interest in. This guy is very posable and has a fun beast mode. His spear makes a fun, different weapon, and I would say he is a pretty good visual representation of a CGI model. Now his ult mode, yes, is a little inaccurate, but it's still good. This guy is definitely one of the Battle Maximum figures, and he definitely is a must from the Studio Series or just any of the Maximals if you're looking for them. Now, second place is going to Studio Series Revenge of the Fallen Leader, the Fallen. He is very fun and very posable, just due to how his design. Due to him not transforming, it actually made it easier for them to make him screen accurate. And also, because of that, he's very posable since he's not containing any vehicle ports on him. He's also a really good height. Like, he stands very good with other Studio Series figures, even other mainline figures. He is very, just pretty tall. Among us, he has a pretty accurate paint job. Also, the mask removal, they did not have to do that, but I love that they did that. And his ult mode, yes, well, it's obviously just them making a random thing and saying it's Cybertron. It's not bad. I enjoy it. I'm also glad that he has a staff. He definitely is a must-have and definitely one of the much better leader classes and just Studio Series in general, just due to how he is. Now, number 2 is going to SH Figuarts Black Widow 2021. This is my first SH Figuarts, and she does not disappoint. She is very fun, has a good amount of accessories, along with accurate, has pretty spot on accuracy to Scarlett Johansson, and along with being very articulated, she is able to do a lot of just battle poses, and is definitely fun and also just a very useful stop motion figure to use. I definitely recommend getting her if you have not. She is definitely one of the best Black Widow figures. Number 1 is going to 2010's War for Cybertron Generations Voyager Optimus Prime. Now, just like Studio Series Grimlock, this is a figure I've wanted for years, and I am so glad I have him. Not only for being a decade plus does he still hold up, but he has a lot of good just engineering still. His transformation is still one of the better ones I have seen, and in general, he's pretty decently posable for being a decade plus old figure. And I chose him over the Studio Series because I do not like the new Studio Series version. I just don't like it. I don't like how it was made. Just not a fan, and I definitely prefer this. This is, I feel like, just a better figure representation. Not great, yeah, it could be a little bulkier, but he still, though, I just felt like was a much more enjoyable figure. And it really sucks that Studio Series has not been doing great with the world for Cybertron, or just the Cybertron game versions. I don't know what's going on with them, but they gotta stop underperforming and actually do good with them. Anyways, ignoring all that, he is definitely a must-have, and definitely, if you can find him for a good price online, go ahead and get him.